So some buckets. In this video, I'll go over the overview of the power. I'll explain the basic uses of it, the most important thing to know about it, which is wall hopping, and a small part about multi-layering, since it's worth to mention. Sunbucket is an event power released in Summer Splash 2023 by surviving a few sandstorm events, and it was very bad back then. Sunbucket costed 3 power juice for 8 walls, but it wasn't the same as now. Back then, sound walls were temporary and lasted only 60 seconds, and at the time there was no placing mechanic. So it was a gear placing a wall in front of you, meaning you could only do walls, so no ceilings, no bridges, nothing. But it got reworked in 2024 in the version we currently have. It's now a placeable within the new placeable mechanic, like the items you get from Toolbox. That means you can create ceilings and other builds, making it finally decent. The walls are anchored, by the way. The dimension of the sun walls are 14 stud high, 12 stud long, and 2 stud thick. It's separated in 12 parts, 9 4x4 squares, and 3 2x3 tiles, and both are 2 stud thick. You probably used a sun bucket before, probably to make ceilings, bridges, houses, some obvious things. Those are kinda like getting your plate some events for a few power juice. But what makes Sun Bucket good is that in a few seconds you can build a safe base on a non-safe environment. Like for example, with 4 walls, 4 PJ or juice, I can build a wall, get on it, build a straight floor, make a ceiling, and get a 20 by 15 stud elevated stone. In the game, that's great. That's a great thing to have if your plate is like, let's say, on fire with aliens in it, spinning laser, and like a trash can. It's like none of these existed. But this is kind of the intended way to use it. What you can do to use it at its full potential is to do kind of a base on temporary parts. So I'm talking about lava pillars, sea mines, and treasure island, even though treasure island is kind of contested, and alien ship core. These things tend to be far away from the arena, so that means that if you base on it, you will be out of danger for like about 2 minutes for lava pillars and treasure islands, and it depends on how safe you are for sea mines. Okay, but what should I play with Sun Bucket then? I only talked about just Sun Bucket, but it shines more when paired up with a mobility power and obviously Sunflower Ball passive, but let's not talk about this. There are 2 main power that stand out with Sun Bucket, I'd say, outside of like every like lofty and The first one is Trident. It's overall a pretty solid mobility power since it's cheap. It has more than enough range, and it has that force field on effect on the pole. It's great since you can just Trident to a location you want and build a base. So in about 5 seconds you can basically teleport wherever you want and have a safe place. Not to mention that you can base on vertical surface by placing a wall below you to land on it like a lava pillar. The second power is Water Balloon. It's also it's a overall very solid mobility power like Trident, but more on closed maps since the radius of the bubble might be too small for like Rocket Arena and some other maps. It cancels flops and it's obviously water, which extinguishes fire, and it can stall out pretty well since 16 seconds is like 1 minute of stall if you are full. The great thing with Water Balloon is that since you have that 16 second of water, you can basically build on any surface, as that includes under the map. Wall hopping basically means you get an extra jump against a wall that might be confusing at first if you don't know about it, which is understandable. To execute a wall hop, you need to flick your camera on the wall to make a part of your leg jump on a part of the wall. That means you need to have the wall separated in multiple parts, which also means you can do this on sand walls. With this, you can make cleaner bases that look unreachable at first but are climbable. So this wall is climbable and this one too. So what does that even do, you might say? Well, believe me or not, but that's really important. First of all, for just a wall, you can move around it better. Like if you place a wall, you can just wall up on it and it can save you from chases. So to enter deeper is the double wall. It's a wall with another wall, and it's taller, duh. But it's double jump proof and gravity coil too. It's also harder to wall hop on since you need to do 3, which can be a good element to incorporate into your base to prevent undesirable people to come, which is called gatekeeping. Also, third is staircases. It's a staircase of wall which has 0 wastes of stud height-wise. You can either stay in place or drift to a place by placing walls differently, and you can put double walls in there to gatekeep more. And finally, there's optimized staircase. That's like the ultimate staircase. It has no height, waist, and little sideway range. It's kinda hard to build at first since it's kinda awkward. You have to stand on the edge, but it can save you a couple walls pretty quickly. Multi-layering is a pretty important thing, but not as much as wall hopping. If you play Golden Egg, the Golden Egg power with Sun Bucket, it's like this part is completely irrelevant. So multi-layering is the superposition of multiple walls, each connected to a different wall. So that means, for example, on a pillar, you can place a wall like that, but you can also place support walls on the side to connect walls on, and making it a multi-layer floor. But what does that even do? This is important since for that floor to fall, you need all those walls on the side to fall too. So that means you need three walls to fall instead of one. This is kind of exclusive to some walls. It's the only way to get consistent big placeable, and I don't have much to say since it's pretty straightforward, you know. So that's about it for this video. It took me a couple weeks to make it, and I think it's pretty good. So make sure to give me some feedbacks if you have any. That was what I had to say about Sound Buckets. See you. Mwah.